Hello, I would like to start a series on past life recall and past life memories, unresolved past lives, and what to do when you start to remember or start to have visions. Um, I saw this video recently about a woman who was working with a client. She's doing energy work, and she said that this woman was spontaneously remembering her past lives, and she's seeing this more and more. And I too have been seeing this more and more. And in a previous video, I talked about why I was so obsessed about my past lives. That's when I started doing a lot of research. I met people who did past life regression. Um, and so I went on my own journeys. I went on a very deep journey with psychedelics to remember my past lives. I had already had visions before, but I really wanted to know where some of my root issues came from, specifically some of the root issues with my current lifetime. Like, why did I get set up to live this way? And so I I've been doing this work for about 30 years of remembering past lives. It first started, gosh, I mean, the first vision I had was in southern France. And I was in the Palais du Pape in Avignon. And I remember being in that palace in the 1200s. Like, I could see, it was like there was an overlay of the past. And I didn't really understand because I was only 16 at the time. I didn't understand what was happening to me. And so I just kind of like put it away. And then when I was 19, I was traveling through Europe, and I was staying in Paris and doing some work, and um, was walking along the Rue Temple, and I had a vision of being there in the 1400s. So I have been having these experiences, but it wasn't until I started getting into deep initiation schools like the Rune initiation schools and the Golden Dawn that I began to really understand, okay, past lives are a thing. This is highly suppressed in Western civilization, while it's widely acknowledged in Eastern civilization. Um, that led me into a long journey about past lives. And so I wanted to make a series on what to do if you start having these visions, because I wanted to help people out. So, um, this first one, they're gonna be kind of funnily labeled, okay? So this first one is what to do if you realize somebody killed you in a past life, okay? so so you need to remember, number one, because you're going to have some good visions like, oh, I'm married to this person, or this person was my sister, or I had some fond memories, but there are just as many traumatic memories. And in the history of humanity, most of our encounters were either benign or violent. There wasn't a lot of love. There really wasn't. I mean, humanity is just getting to the point of where it's opening up its heart chakra to become more empathetic with each other. But a lot of our past relationships were pretty dark. So your journey through past lives might end up being a little dark at first. And so please take your visions with a grain of salt, because number one, these are past experiences. The person you're dealing with is no longer the person in your past. And this goes for good memories as well as bad. And I've seen this happen too many times. Some people meet another person and they're like, oh my gosh, we were married in a past life. We've got to be married in this. And the other person does not feel the same. And it's because while the chemistry was right in one lifetime, it's not right in this. And the same goes with somebody harmed you or harmed your family in a past life. Most likely they will not harm you in this lifetime. But Sometimes they do. And so what you need to do is you need to learn how to separate your past life from your present. Don't romanticize the past. Take it into account. And the biggest thing I learned is if you have a vision that somebody harmed you in a past life and you are wondering, should I talk to this person? Should I connect with them? You need to look at their behavior and you need to see if they are atoning for their past grievances. So are they treating you with more respect than usual? Are they kinder to you? Are they more generous to you? That is one of the ways in which we heal past life encounters. If we were bad to somebody, if we were mean to them in a past life, when we get to meet them in the next lifetime, we can heal that trauma bond by being extra nice to them, by being kind and courteous and understanding and helping them out, seeing them in their new life, seeing them as a new person, a new body, new desires, new experiences, new psychology, and giving them extra support and love. If that person is not doing that to you, if that person isn't being kind to you, if they're somewhat indifferent, or if they're taking your kindness for granted, please be very careful with that person, because obviously the soul hasn't learned the lesson yet. Some souls, it takes them a little bit longer to evolve, and some souls learn very quickly. It just depends. But yeah, so if you meet somebody and you have a negative vision about them in a past life, you don't need to be afraid of them, but you also need to watch and to see, are they atoning? So I had an experience with an ex-friend, and she jokingly said, "Hey, I had a vision of our past life." And I was like, yeah, I remember. She's like, "Yeah, I cut your head off." And I'm like, yep, I remember. But I wasn't going to tell her, because it wasn't for me to tell her, but she brought it up. So I was like, yes, I acknowledge that. And so what I did is I would hold back to see if she's changed. And she has changed. She did change. She has done a lot of work in this lifetime and the lifetimes between us knowing each other. But she still is not somebody I would consider a friend. And unfortunately, that connection fizzled out. It didn't work out. And it's fine. It really is fine. A lot of times, souls meet to kind of touch base to see, hey, how am I doing? Sometimes they don't make the cut. They don't deserve to be in your life because they might be a little bit dangerous. And a lot of us have, and this is one of the dangers too, if you're going into past life regression and you have issues with codependency from childhood and people pleasing, you need to be extra, extra careful with boundaries. And I'm going to keep reiterating that because I accepted horrible mistreatment from people just because I had a past life connection with somebody. These visions were the bane of my existence for a long time. I was not happy about my gifts. I thought I was cursed, honestly, until I figured out how to use them appropriately. And using them appropriately means you have a vision. It is for you. It is for your understanding. Go journal about it, but observe how the person is acting. See if they're worthy of being in your life now, and also see if they've changed. And if they haven't, you can just let them go with peace. Maybe you'll see them in the next lifetime. And that's the beautiful thing. We meet for a little bit, we say goodbye, we come back, we'll meet again. There's not a lot of permanent goodbyes in this human collective. So just for that one. So that's if you have a negative connection. So in the others, I'm going to talk about positive connections.